Great. So welcome to Barre. My name is Jenna, and we are going to be working with your chair. If you have a chair of some sorts around the house or a stool, it's nice to have a higher end and a lower end. And then we will be working with some lighter dumbbells or soup can, something you have laying around, maybe in a little water bottle, just to add a little weight. You don't even have to have the weight, it's just an option if you want to have that. And a little mat, your water, and we're gonna get rolling here. So let's go ahead and start with a standing position here, and our feet are gonna be about shoulder width apart, and we're just gonna work on lifting and lowering through those heels, kind of coming up onto the balls of the feet, and you can kind of even roll back onto the heels. So it is preferred, if you can handle it, to try to keep your socks and shoes off, preferably your shoes off, so you can move those feet around a little bit here. And from here, we're going to turn those toes out. Again, you can have your chair in front of you if you need that right now. And we're working on keeping these muscles nice and engaged as we lift through the ankles. Again, pressing through the balls of the feet. As we press down, we drive those ankles out, and heels automatically lift up. I'm really contracting my thighs and my seat back here, just to start to wake up those muscles a little bit. And bringing those legs down, holding this position, your hands will come on your hips. And I just want you to start drawing some nice circles around with your waist. Okay, bringing your hips back to the right, to the left, and forward. Circling around. And let's go this direction for 2, 3, and switch directions. So trying to get those hips to drive behind you, left and right, and then in front. Getting some nice extension through that lower back. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. We're going to go ahead and bring those legs together right underneath our hips, and we're just going to start to lift and lower that thigh a little bit. Go ahead and point your toe if you want, or flex. At this particular point, if you need some extra stability, you always have your chair nearby if you need to do that. The leg that is not actively moving, you're really actively engaging all those muscles and trying to drive that foot down to the ground. If you just joined me, welcome to Barre here this Friday morning. You need to grab a light set of weights if you need it, or a couple variety. You can grab soup cans or water bottles. We're doing 2 more on this leg, or just rely on the weight of your arms is just fine. Go ahead and press that other leg down, and we're going to drive that thigh up. So today I want you to think about bringing the foot out in front of the knee a little bit. Instead of just doing a high knee lift, you want it to be a pull up from the floor, using that chair for balance if you need it. And let's get a little picky here. Check this foot out on the ground. Let's have that facing straight forward for now. Really engaging those muscles on that stabilizing leg. And we're going to do 4 more. And 3. And 2. 1. Good. Let's take those legs out to a nice wide stance. We're going to keep the toes forward. And in fact, we're even going to turn them in a little bit. And we're only going to hinge at the hips and drive the hips backwards. I'm actually going to turn my fan off because it's kind of making like a really odd shadow. So I don't want it to get it's distracting. So taking those feet out wide, turning the toes in, and you're hinging at the hip right now. See if you can try to keep that sacral area nice and flat. Avoid letting everything round over here. Okay. You certainly can use that chair for a little bit of stability as you drive those hips back. Okay. So again, Legs wide, toes turned in. It's kind of a weird odd stance. You're gonna feel that travel down the outside of those lower legs. Let's add some arms. You're pulling those thumbs towards the ceiling. Keep going. I'm losing my battery here, I apologize. There we go. 3 more. And 2. And 1. Now I want us to turn those toes forward, and we're going to sit back into the hips a little bit. So if you just place your hands on the tops of your knees or right above them, and then just get that back nice and flat. From here, we're going to round it over and arch that spine, round it over and arch that spine. Make sure you're really pulling in, exaggerating and exhaling, contracting through the abdominals as you pull up, and then use those back muscles all the way up the spine to get that back into extension. Keeping the ears in line with the head. Try not to copy me. I'm always looking, turning, looking at you all. Keeping everything in neutral. Rotate. 2 more here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And let's just round everything up. We're going to keep that same stance. So I'm just on the outside edge of my mat or a little bit wider. And I'm going to work on sitting the hips back, reaching with the arms. Sit back and reach with the arms coming up. Start to get those shoulders opened up. Pay attention to those arms. Maybe your reach is here today. Good. Notice how my knees pretty much stay centered over my foot, if not as close to my ankle as I can. Really driving those hips behind me, right? The difference between a hip hinge is we flex at the hip, drive down versus a squat, which the hips go straight down and up. So we're hinging back and up. We've got 5 more. Long back. 4. And exhale. Inhale up. 2. And 1. Good. Bringing everything in together. Finding your chair. We are now going to turn your feet out to a little V and squeeze those inner thighs together. Keeping the leg that's closest to your stability point where it's at, the other leg is going to come out to the side. And all I want us to do is just do a little lift and a tap. So we're not trying to lift as high as our leg will let us go. Just little taps here. Pointing those toes, getting nice and strong through the ankle. And we're going to hold that arm out there here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. This time, you're going to drive the knee up as you lift. So you're going to go ahead and point the toe and lift through the knee, bringing everything back into your stance. Lift and lower. Holding that arm solid, pressing into your chair if you need to, or fingertips on your chair for stability. You're lifting for 4 more. And 3, you're solid here, right? 2, and 1. Good, we're gonna go ahead and go to that other side. Let's get in those hips warm, work on stacking the shoulders. Open up those toes again, the leg closest to the chair for stability. Pointing the toe, straightening the knee, and we lift. It's a little tiny lift right now. Not trying to lift it super high. Keeping as solid as I can through my core here. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna add that knee lift. You're pulling it from the ground and then setting that foot right next to the other one in your little V. For 6, 5, push straight down. 4, inner thighs. 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Just take a medium stance here, soft bend in the knees and the hips. We're gonna start to move those arms around a little bit more just to make sure you've got everything activated and you're aware with good posture, coming a little closer. Some of us tend to shrug and round over. No, we want to keep those shoulders rolled back and keep our arms in line with our body or slightly back while we're doing these circles. So your job today is to avoid rotating that humerus here, or if we're doing things out here, you're not letting it come to the front of your socket, okay? So keep holding nice and strong, soft bend in the knees and the hips. Change your direction with your circles. You can be having your wrists nice and straight, or turn those fingertips up to really stretch the forearms out. Or you can do a combo, both of them. Solid stance through those legs. And relax them down. Give me a couple little alternating shoulder lifts, pulling those fingertips up the thighs, wiggling a little bit through that waistline, moving that rib cage around. We did some hip circles. We are now going to do some rib cage circles. So you're solid with your legs, and you're gonna start to move your rib cage around your pelvis. So this time my pelvis doesn't move, stays here. And I'm flexing, extending around with my rib cage. Placing my hands on my rib cage. You do not have to. You don't want to. You're squeezing your buns nice and strong. You're driving those feet into the ground. So from here down, they are stuck in cement. Now switch directions. Going around. This entire upper body, chest area should be rotating around the pelvis. One more. All right. Let's grab our little weights and just have them nearby. I'm just gonna start with my 3-pounders. You can grab some water bottles, like I said, or some things, some soup cans, from the kitchen sink. So you're going to have your chair here just in case at any time you need to grab on for a little balance. Our feet are going to be nice and close together. They can be maybe a ½ inch apart or all the way together. And then we're going to sit into a little pretend chair here. So our knees are not going forward towards our chair. We're just trying to keep them there and hinge at the hips, driving them back. Just holding this position, okay? If you need your chair for balance, go ahead and grab it. I'm going to choose not to. And we're going to start reaching those arms really long. We've got some weights in our hands today or added resistance. If you don't, regardless, even if you do have those weights, they're along for the ride, but what's doing the work is you thinking about pulling those arms from the ground. You pull. Don't think about lifting because then you'll shrug. You pull. Pull something from the ground. 7. Please don't come up out of your squat. Get back in there. 5. 4. Head is neutral. 3. And 2. And 1. Let's go ahead and bring it up. Good. So again, at any time you want to be by your chair, you can. We are going to step back into a semi-lunge position here, okay? So my back heel is going to be lifted nice and high, and I'm going to be putting the weight into the front leg. To start out with, my upper arms are here at my side, and then just extending back with those triceps. If you want to try a little bit heavier weight, you're more than welcome to, because these muscles are a little bit bigger. From here, you can stay stationary, or you can lift and lift. With every elbow extension, you reach that leg behind you. And we are going for 10 from here. 9, 8, 7, 6, strong base leg. and 4. Point those toes back there. 3, 2, and 1. Woo, deserve a little break. Bring it on up. The chair is there if you're losing balance because you have something in your hand, you can always reach forward, okay? So again, sitting into a little squat, and then you're gonna take the other leg behind you. The heel is lifted, right? And we hold that stable position with the front leg, going back to those triceps. And we're gonna go ahead and extend, or you can just hold here and just use the arms only, weighting that front leg. Notice how I'm barely putting any weight on that back leg when it comes down, that back foot. Press through the front leg for 10 and 9, 8. Make it long. 5, that back leg. 4, reach it. 3, 2, 1. Stand it on up. Shake them out a little bit. Good. I'm going to go down to my weights, to my little 3Ds. Plenty. I'm going to move my chair. We're going to take a nice wide stance. Take those legs out. If you need to, put that chair in front of you at any time for balance, because I know a lot of times we lose our balance when we're trying to work on it. So, toes and knees are angled out towards the front of the rooms. My ankles are right underneath my knees right now. So straight down, lower legs are vertical. We're gonna bring those dumbbells or those hands out in front of our belly button. And we are gonna pull open and then hug it shut. Pull and hug. You're not standing here, right? You pulled your body down. You found your challenging stability spot. We are opening and closing. Very important for you to breathe through these motions. Because you're doing isometric contracting, we tend to want to hold our breath. Very important to exhale. Inhale. You're pulling and closing. Now, can we go a little bit faster? We're going for 10, 9, 8. Front of those shoulders are burning. 6, 5. Don't come up out of that squat. 3, 2, and 1. Bring them on up. Shake them out a little bit. Move them around. Let them get a little recovery. So very similar leg lift. Again, come close to your chair if you need to. But this time, the base leg stays straight. Okay, and we are going to hinge at the hip only. Whoop. Hinge at the hip and trying not to let that hip rotate, okay? So when we get to the bottom, we're opening up again and closing, okay? Open and then come back up. Open, come back up. If it's too hard, grab your chair. So different viewpoint. You don't really want to look at me. You want to look at the floor. That back hip does not rotate, right? Give me 5 more on this leg. Get everything looking like a T. My base knee is not knocking in. You've got this. 3 more. 2 and 1. I can do a little bit more weight. I'm going to grab my fibers. You're going to your other leg. So listen to your body as well, right? If you can add more challenge and you have that opportunity, try it out. So practice your hinge first without the arm raise. So it's just the flexion here, no rotation. And here we go. At the bottom, you pull, bring it into the top. Pull and up. Try not to grip the floor with those toes. throw my stability off a little bit. That's good, that's what we want. We've got 5 more here. 4, woo, a little too high. 3, and 2, and 1. Nice work. All right, setting those weights down, you're gonna find your chair. Grab a sip of water. Stay hydrated. I have hot lemon water with some apple cider vinegar. We'll see how well that goes with the workout. Feels a little weird. All right, so we all found our chair or our bench. We are gonna start sitting on the chair, okay? So our hips, or if you're on the edge of your couch, throw your cushion off your couch if you have that ability, and just use that solid part. It's gonna be a little lower than a chair, but hopefully we have a chair. So we are going to lean back, but we are not going to lean into our chair. I want us all in this position where our knees are starting at our hip level, and we're gonna pull those toes in. So there is no weight on my toes. If you feel this in your back, it's most likely because you're using your back too much and you're not learning how to hollow out and use these guys together, right? Weak abdominals, strong abdominals. Use the chair as much as you need to for balance. We are gonna start running our legs. See if you can point those toes. See if you can make yourself feel somewhat graceful today. Oh, this is too easy. A couple of you said, all right, fine. Bringing those arms out to the side. I'm too close to my wall here. Breathe through it. Remember, you're not leaning back into that chair back. You're hovering. You're hollowed out. Keep going. 7, 6, thigh burner, core burner, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Straighten those legs out so your heels are on the ground, knees are straight. We are going to lean back into our chair, and we're going to press those hands into our chair or hang on to it, whatever feels best for you. One leg only. Lift, lift. You're pulling straight up from the ground. Driving the other heel into the floor. If you need to modify, go ahead and bend that base leg. Try your hardest to keep it straight though. Some of you will be here, that's fine. Stronger you get here, you'll be able to pull up higher. Give me 5, 4, solid core, 3, gentle lean, 2, and 1. Woo, now to stretch these out, you're gonna press your hands into your chair, come up, we're locking the elbow, we're locking the shoulders, and you're gonna do little hip lifts. We're going for 5, you can do it. 4, press hard through those palms. 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Legs are straight. Lean it back. Brace and hollow out. Notice what happens here in my pelvis. I kind of give it this little pull. So my thigh bones go whoop, and they scoop here. Hands stable, other leg down, and pull. And lift. Push that right heel, or that base heel into the ground. There is no laziness in this class. Our shoulders are not shrugging and getting lazy. They're holding down. Those back muscles are engaged. Give me 7, 6. I have to turn my fan on. 5, 4, 3, and 1. Both legs straight. Come up a little bit. Press those palms in to the ground. You're contracting strong here. And then you're just adding a little squeeze. Push the heels down for 3 more. 2, and 1. Woo! Sit those buns back into your chair. Give me a little scoop and then exhale up. Reach it down and up. Similar positions we do from the ground. We're just using our chair today. Mixing it up. One more. Good work. Go ahead and stand it up. You want to make sure your chair is stable. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bring our hand onto our chair. It's probably going to feel a little better on your wrist if you can be towards the front of your chair, okay? So that top leg, what is she having me do now, right? That top foot is going to be out in front. And you see how I'm not stacked here right now? My top foot is in front. And then I'm going to work on getting everything into a straight alignment. So I'm again, locking out that elbow and that shoulder. I'm not shrugging, I'm not leaning. Everything is nice and solid. Really using this leg for stability. I'm on the outside of that bottom foot. Don't roll into that ankle. That bottom foot, so the ankles are pressing here. We're going to lift, and then we're going to bring the hips back down. Lift, and then right back down. Lift, and here. You've got that front leg to stabilize. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that base leg or that back leg in. Stand it up. We're going to change directions. I'm just going to move my chair over. Your hand is pressing into your chair, right? You're going to take the top leg, bring it out in front of you, and then extend that back leg. If I saw you from the side, you're stacked, solid here. Think about lifting the hips outside of the foot, pressing, and here we go. We lift, come right to there. Lift, right to there. This knee is in line with the hip. I kind of had it too far forward there when I was demonstrating. Get that arm. 8 more. 7. Back to here. 6. You can do a little dip if it feels okay in the shoulder. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pressing through that leg. Stepping in with that back leg. Bring it up, rotate those wrists around. You had a good half of your body weight on those wrists, but hopefully you were locking out, and most of it was through the back and the shoulders. All right, so finding your chair again, and we're going to bring our hands down to our chair base, and we're bringing those knees or those shins right up against your chair. Your tippy toes are underneath your chair. If you have a couch, you're going to have to be more like this, because you obviously can't always put your toes. Oh, something, yeah, depends on the couch, right? Put your toes. So solid arms here. Press your arms straight, lock them out, and then pay attention to that pelvis. Pull in the core and hold it solid. We're not rounding, and we're not excessively arching. Right in the middle row here. Get that one leg extended out, and you are going to bring it around to the side, and then around to the back. Around to the side, and around to the back. Guess what? I am not rotating my body. I'm not shifting into that other hip at all. I am solid because I'm using my arm strength and my leg strength on that base leg to stabilize. 2 more. Stay in this position. Walk that leg out at a 45 and lift, lift, lift. You're using that glute, trying to get that leg to hip level, using those muscles. If it only goes to here, squeeze harder. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna put my chair in a different position so you can see what my body is doing from this angle. So get those knees close, solid with the arms. So from here, I'm not shrugging, pressing, super solid. Extend the other leg. There is no shifting, right? Here we go. Around and then back behind me. Around, back behind me. Getting that head in neutral. Woo! 5 more. 4. 3. It's the biggest arch you can make. 2. Start your day with a rainbow. Woo! Bring that leg out to the side. 45, and here we go. Lift, lift. Everything wants to rotate. Fight it. Use those arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it, stand it up. Grab a sip of water. Let those muscles take a little chill. Oh, everyone's still there. Yay. Just bring it to the ground. Take your time. Find your chair. You're gonna sit yourself to the ground. Let's grab those little weights again. This time, if you have a heavier set of weights, you'll grab those. Mine are just 8s right now. Whoops. I need to move my thing. Mine are 8s. Okay. So getting myself kind of close to my chair. Okay, and I'm going to drive my heels into my chair. Okay, I'm not pushing out at any time. If I push out, my chair is going to slide away from me, right? I'm going to push down into my chair with my heels, and I've just got my arms in this nice position with my elbows at a 90, and then my elbows are on the outside edge of my mat, and I am going to scoop my pelvis up as I push down with my heels, holding this position. Now, for some of you, it might strain your neck a little bit. Well, then you might have to drop the hip a little bit until your neck can handle it. Get the neck nice and long and strong. And now you're going to just do little pulses with those arms because we have lighter weight today. We didn't move anything with our hips unless you absolutely need to drop them because of your neck. Otherwise, they're up. You're squeezing through those buns. You are contracting those hamstrings. Little pulses. Neck is long. 8, 7, 6, 5. Push your heels down. 3, 2, 1. Bring those upper arms down. Slowly lower your hips. And just extend one leg at a time here. This time, I'm going to scooch a little closer to my chair if I can. And I'm going to put my feet right in the front side of my chair. I'm going to push into it a little bit, but I'm going to push more down so it doesn't fly away. But I'm only going to do one leg, okay? Our arms are going to go up to a full extension. And we're going to lift, right? Lift and push into that chair. That other leg is straight up. We're going to bring it towards our face and then back up again. Here and back up again. If you need to go back to both legs, do that. Try to get that one leg to come off. Nothing rotates through my pelvis. Super long neck. I have to concentrate on that. My chin is not into my chest. It's away from my chest. For 5, 4, 3, great stretch to those hammies. 2, and 1. Place that foot down, lower everything down, take a little breather. Let those arms come down. If you have a heavy weight and you want to grab it, you can. It actually helps you lower. So when we're up in that position, I keep saying long neck, right? So a not long neck would be where you feel your chin thrusting into your chest. You want to really kind of look up at the ceiling, right? So here we go. Super close to your chair, pressing in, getting rid of that other leg, holding it up and extending those arms. We bring the leg towards our head. Pull down. Pull down. Keep those hips lifted. 10 more. And 9. 8. 7. Keep breathing. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Go ahead and rest your hips down. You've got your weights. We're up here at a vertical position. We are just going to do little bends, little extends. Okay, little pulses, little pulses. If you don't want to stop working that core, well then hover those heels and lower legs off the chair. Oh, you want to work a little harder? That's okay. Tap those toes to the chair top and then bring them back. Little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring everything down. Set those weights off to the side. Bring yourself to a seated position. Okay, now hopefully we have a chair. If we don't have a chair, right, you can go ahead and scooch back, and you're basically going to bring your legs from side to side on your mat. If you have a chair, I want you to try to get those heels to hover over your chair so you're going nice and high, okay? But you can do the same thing back here. If this is your couch, you can come up and over that couch, right? Here we go. Hands are stable back here, nice and long through the chest. Both feet move together, side to side. So I'm just coming to the outside of one glute and then to the other side. Solid through those arms. Dumbbells are my way. Good, keep it rolling side to side. Working those obliques. You're not all rounded over, right? You're still lifted through your chest. For 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Good, bring it back. You're gonna go ahead and bring yourself to your chair. This is where, if you have a towel nearby, or if you have a mat, or a pillow, if you have a really hard chair, you might want to put something on your chair just for your forearms, just depends upon how sensitive, because we're going to end up resting our forearms onto our chair or our couch, right? So everyone's going to get into this position here. Elbows are right underneath my shoulders, okay? I'm going to move back a little bit so I'm not in line with my door. There we are. Elbows right underneath my shoulders. My head, top of my head is going towards my chair top. And we are going to walk those knees back. You want to bend your knees as much as you possibly can. When your ankles are closer to the floor, you're on your kneecaps. And that does not feel good. When you bend your knees, that kneecap is now off the floor and you're on those thigh muscles. So again, here, no one's buns are back right now, are they? Oh no, they're not. And then you're squeezing and tucking that pelvis back and holding. All right, we're just holding this position, breathing. So this is your plank. If this is already hard, you're gonna stay here. If it's not, you're going to just drop the feet, tuck the toes, and you're extending and dropping, extending and dropping. The minute you release contraction here and here, you put the load into your sacrum and your back. Keep going. Extend. Tap them down. Extend. Otherwise, you're here holding. Let's go for 10. Tap. 9. My body really doesn't move. 7. I'm just pivoting in my ankles. 6. Bending in my knees. 5. 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Go ahead and sit back into those hips. Reach those arms onto your chair and just let everything stretch out nice and long. Good. All right. So bringing yourself back up onto your chair. It'll feel better if you can actually grab outside. Otherwise, place those palms onto your chair if you want to. I'm going to grab onto the outside and take advantage. We are all coming into a full body plank. We're no longer on our knees on a high plank. It's actually easier than a low plank. And notice how straight my body is. See if you can tuck those toes and push those heels down. From here, you're going to raise up on your toes and drive them back. So my shoulders will slide forward, my whole body will move forward over my wrist a little bit, and then I come back. We're going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring everything back down or stand. You're going to move your hands out a little further. If you can't in your chair, then just move your body back. So we're going to get in that position where our arms are out in front of our body. We are going to go back into plank, but I'm not here anymore. I'm back, okay? So again, driving those heels. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to raise up and then back. You're going to feel it in your core a lot different. Pressing onto the where the toes bend and down. Lift. Just like doing a heel raise up off the floor. 10 more. 9. 8. Remember, you cannot be bending those hips and getting too lazy on me. 5. 4. Contract hard. 3. 2. And 1. Step it in and stand it up. Roll the wrists around. Way to push. Grab a sip of water again. All right. Let's grab our little baby weights, whether they are a soup can, water bottle, whatever. Little tiny weights. So we're going to go ahead and imagine we have a serving tray in front of us, and we're bringing our dumbbells together, and we're gently pulling apart. Okay, opening and closing those arms, right? Open and close. We are going to start to pivot on the heels. Oops, my feet need to be a little bit apart. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with our thigh bones. So we're pivoting out, pivoting in, pivoting out, pivoting in. The thigh bone is rotating in my hip socket. Good. Out, in. Pivoting on the heel. I have to lift my toes and my balls of my feet up off the ground. I'm strengthening the front of those lower legs to do that. Good, now hold them out. Walk your feet just a little bit further apart, okay? Holding your tray, we're gonna go down into a little plie, knees track over the toes, they do not come in. So really engage those muscles back there. When I come up, I'm gonna lift, I'm gonna bring them up like a little circle. Up and down, up and down. Hold down, push, pull. Sitting into the heels, check down quick, make sure your knees are tracking the same direction as your toes. And then get back into it. Serving your tray at the bottom, pushing it up. Woo. 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bring it down. Bring those hands in front. Open the elbows a little bit. Okay, and now we're going to scoop the elbows just a little bit. And we're going to lift the heels with the scoop. So it's lift and scoop. Lift and scoop. Heels come up. You should look like a little diamond or a little froggy. I look like a froggy. I have green pants on today. So we're not bending, we're scooping. Tuck your tailbone. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, a little bit right there and a lot right here, right? Shake them out. Catch your breath. All right. So one leg is out in front, and you're going to turn the knee and toe out. You've got your little weights still, okay? So we're going to bring those weights out to the side. The key here is to not think about holding the weight up and shrugging, but rather driving the weight down into the ground like it's a knife and you're sticking your knife into the ground. So as you lift your leg, you're rotating your palms up. Palms up, forward. Palms up, forward. 7, 6, knee and toe angled out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring them down. Roll them around. Get that other leg ready. Turning the knee and the toe out to the corner of the room. Solid through this other leg. Okay? Arms are going to be up. We're going to turn them down and then forward. Okay? So they're forward when we lift, down when we go down. Forward, down, forward, down, up, down. 6, 5, keep pushing those arms out there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Set them down and shake them on out. Shake them out. We're going to go to a little bit heavier weight, if you have it. 8, 10, whatever your heavier weight is. 12 pounds. Thank you. Bye, Paula. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get into that little baby lunge position again. Okay, this time I want this front ankle to come behind the knee. And I want the back heel to be lifted, but I want you to bring your back knee in kind of close. So we kind of feel like we're all stretched, right? Holding, so you can be up in this position to come up, and then we're going to come down here. I'm not bringing my back knee to my ankle. It looks like I am right now, but it's actually coming towards my ankle. I'm just not behind it, okay? So from here, you're going to hold your biceps, your elbows at a right angle, okay? And every time we go down, we're just going to drop a little bit, and then we're coming up. A little drop. So we're working on the top part, only on that bicep, keeping the muscle under tension the entire time. We're not actually going to go to full extension right now. Keep going, keep going. I want to make sure you can see everything is solid here and in line. Drop a little with those arms. 10 more. 9, 8. Contract those abs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you're gonna go to that other leg. So finding that position where you start to get into a lunge and then you close everything up. So I want that back, that front heel behind the knee, and then bring that back foot in. So when I come up, I look like this, and then I just go down and up, right? So this time, start with your arms straight. Every time you come up, you go to halfway, and then down. Halfway, down. Halfway, down. Half, down. I'm still hinging in my hip, aren't I? Right? So my knee never tracks too far forward. It's a press and a pull. Press. I'm pushing my front foot hard into the ground as I come down. 10 more. 9. You're only going halfway with those biceps. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lot different than full lunges. Time under tension really is a lot harder, a lot more intense. You kept it in tension for a long time. So let's go ahead and come to the floor. We are going to do a couple traditional Pilates moves. So we'll come all the way down. I'm going to try to lower my guy here. There we go. All right, so we're lowered to the ground. All right, and we're going to try to lay that head onto that bottom arm. Now you need to do what's comfortable. I'm not going to assume everyone has that ability to raise their arm to shoulder level, right? You'll know because you'll roll back or you'll start to shrug, so you can always bend and bring it in, have a little pillow or something. I'm going to work on my range of motion. Then I'm going to get my head into neutral. So I want us to strengthen our neck here. We're going to stabilize with that top arm. And at any time, if your neck starts to get too tight, bring it down, right? So I'm not forcing you. Shoulders are stacked, so whatever position you need to be in here to keep that solid. My legs are stacked. My hips are stacked, okay? I'm going to go ahead and point my top toe as hard as I can and my bottom toe, and I'm going to lift and then pull it back down. Lift. So if I look down, it looks like I'm standing on my tippy toes on the ground. Everything is straight. Okay, nice and solid here. For 2 and 1, you're gonna hold this level, this leg level with the hip, and it's gonna feel weird, but you're drawing circles with that leg. I can't even look at my leg in the camera. You wanna kind of draw circles in that, around the wall that's in front of you, okay? So circles, circles, circles. Head is neutral or relaxed. Okay, strengthen the neck muscles. Switch directions in your circle. My leg already tried to switch a couple times and I kept fighting it. Circle, circle, circle. Good, all right. So this time I want us to relax our head down using that top arm. You're gonna bend both knees, okay? And then you're gonna lift them up, tap them down. Lift them and tap them. My pelvis is rotating back just a little bit, challenging those obliques right around that waistline. Keeping the feet off the ground and then lifting those legs. Lift, you're gonna roll onto the outside of your gluteus medius minimus, and then you come right back to your thigh. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it to your belly. Bring it to the belly. If you want to grab your light weights, you can at this particular time. All right? Oh my gosh, we're almost out of time. Reach those fingertips down towards your toes. Hover the weights up off the ground, and we're lifting. We'll just do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I didn't realize what time it was. We're having so much fun. We gotta roll over to that other side. Okay, do what you need to for your neck. I want us to strengthen both sides of those necks, so try to keep your head neutral and up off the ground. Stack everything. Point the toes. It's a little lift. Up, up. 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold that leg hip level. Little circles. Circling something on the wall, out away from my toes. Trying to keep all this stable. I got this arm to help you. I'm not making us do this yet. So just stabilize with the arm, cheat a little. Head down if you're getting tired with the neck. I want to get tired, I want to strengthen it. Switch and go the other direction. Woo! Strong legs. Push that bottom leg into the ground. And freeze. Bring those legs in. Relax the head down. Your feet are up off the ground using that top arm. And you're going to lift your knees and then come back down. Lift. Come back down. Are your obliques as strong on this side or stronger? Weaker. Awareness is key, so you can work on changing it. Let's go for 8, 7, 6. You're rolling to the outside of the glute. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Good. Sit it on up. My apologies for running us to the right to the end here. Go ahead and flex out the shoulders and just let the head drop and reach forward. Reach, 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 reach. And roll it up. Inhale at the top. And again, flex at the shoulders, come forward and reach, reach, reach. And roll it up. Legs out wide, reaching those hands through the insides of the legs, down towards your toes. Nice little wide stretch here. Two more. And bond. Well, thanks for joining me for Barre today.